The Scarlet Reaper videos.
Oh no!
Yep, he's back, and I am going to enjoy making 2 more videos on that clown.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I've actually
Oh,
been, I've actually interviewed people today, so
oh
like trying to piece
nice.
together his convoluted history on the internet.
Oh God, I can't wait for
Got it
that.
all the
That's
way
gonna
back
be
to
interesting.
2016 now, so it's going to be very
Wow.
interesting.
Wow. Oh, here we go. Here's Tipster. Hold on. Here we go. Hi, Tipster.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey,
How are you,
Tipster, how's it
sir?
going, man?
Good, good. How are both of you?
Doing good.
Nice.
I'm
Happy
hunky dory,
birthday,
sir.
KHuck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I
How
am
young are
hunky
we
dory.
today?
38.
I
See,
should
see,
never.
chat. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say you should never say how young are you. You should always say how old are you.
See, I was gonna say the opposite because, like, let me explain, right? I was actually gonna educate the chat on some Riz, all right? So, a lot of women don't like to be asked how old they are. Like, it just
Fair.
bothers them, right? So
Yeah.
when you say how young are you to a woman, it's like very flattering. You usually get the oh stop and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you go with the
Oh,
when you're asking a woman their age, you go with the how young are you today?
I see. So like
Ah.
KHuck's been raised by Vincent Martin and now Tipster.
See, I'm
Ah.
okay. In fairness, I'm not actually trying to riz her. I'm just trying to be polite.
Fair. No, that's fair. No, I listen. And for me personally, I don't mind my age. It is what it is. I've accepted it. But yes, I am now 38 officially today. Yes.
Oh,
So.
okay. You're a little older than me. I didn't
Mhm.
realize that. Gotcha, gotcha. I'll
Yep.
be
Yep.
38 in January. Or no, I actually okay. Hold on a second. Wait up. I'm having
I'll
an
pull out
old
the
fart.
calendar now.
Oh
I'm having
Jesus.
an old
What?
fart brain moment. Hold on. Hold on. I'll be 39 in January.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Uh,
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm getting to that
39.
point, of oldness where you start to forget how old you actually are.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had to
Yeah, yeah.
remind myself of how old I was because my parents both called me today. And my dad called me like soon after my mom did. And he was like, it was only yesterday that you were. How old were you again? And I'm like, Dad.
That's funny.
But can't say I blame him though because he now has two daughters that are in their 30s and one that's going to be 40. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure,
My
for
older
sure.
sister my older sister will be 40 in December. So, yeah, he doesn't remember our ages and I can't say I blame him. It's okay. He gets a
I gotta
pass.
say, like, I don't know what it is about our generation though, but like, it seems like people in their 30s in this generation are a lot more lively though than like prior generations. It just seems like, for
Yeah,
prior
maybe.
generations, once they hit 30s, they get a little worn out. But like, I don't know, I've noticed a lot more people being, super lively and not like looking their age, like looking younger in their 30s
Mhm.
for this generation. Maybe we just
Yeah.
take better care of ourselves or something. I don't know.
I
I say that
guess.
as I'm, a fat fuck, but yeah.
Well, I mean, no, I don't know. I have noticed though that well, for me personally, I don't know. I've noticed that there's been a lot of like different changes, like some people's like personality changes. Like Nerdy John was here earlier and he will be, oh my god, he's going to be 23, 24, something like
He's
that.
still
And
a
I'm
little
like,
puppy.
oh god, and it just makes my head hurt. Like I can't believe I'm that much older than you. It legit makes my brain hurt that I'm considered to be the boomer of like this community to a degree. But oh god, and someone asked me, Tipsy, you're going to laugh. Someone asked me if I was older than Xylee.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't. In fairness, like I don't know how old Xylee is, but I definitely know she's like older than you. Like that. That's a given.
She's in her late 40s, I think. Maybe. I honestly don't know. I don't remember. I know
Gotcha.
she's in her 40s. That's all I know. That's legitimately all I know. So, I don't
I
know.
know
I
she.
just
I
was
know
like,
she's.
oh.
I know she's old enough to retire from her day job.
Oh yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah, she's I want to say that she's like 46, 47. I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Gotcha,
I
gotcha.
just know late 40s. So I
Yeah,
heard
she's
they
probably
had
been
not only
annoyed by me
new.
lately because she's a retired mechanic, and so I've been asking her about, like, you know what's been going on with my car, so I've been
Oh
asking her
yeah,
about
with
car
your
stuff.
damn car. Yeah, I know. I
Oh
know.
my god, I'm so annoyed by this freaking car. And the funny thing is, like, it could be something that's not even like a big deal, but because like I have like an anxiety disorder, like everything just gets amplified to the nth degree.
Yeah, I
So
hear you.
I'm just like, just figure out what the fuck it is, and if it's nothing that's the big deal, then just tell me not to worry about it. But apparently, the mechanic I've been going to is incompetent.
Someone said that you were the oldest person in this community, so I asked if
When
you
we
were
grow up,
older
I
than
swear to the
9
Lord
people
Jesus.
to show you are not the oldest. Now you owe 3 shots. Don't cuck US cuck.
I do not owe you 3 shots. I owe 1. Thank you very much.
Oh, are you doing shots for this stream?
Yeah.
Oh dear Lord, that is something I do not miss. That is something I do. Okay, those kind of streams, when you do those kind of streams, you start to miss when you were a small creator. Because like I remember like
Oh
I
yeah.
did those when I was a small creator, like when I first started streaming, I did those. And I'd
Mhm.
get donated like 3 or 4 shots like a stream, you know? It's
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
Um and then like later on, I decided to try them again once I had like an established following. And back when I was a small creator, I used to do $5 a shot, right? So like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, I'll just stick to the price I used to do before. That was a bad idea because I ended up,
Mm.
with a
Mhm.
lot of money in my bank, but also like an empty bottle of tequila, and it was a big
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah.
So it's just like later on as I started doing it more, I was like, I gotta raise the price until I find that sweet spot of like, having some
Right.
fun but not getting totally blitzed. And the
Yes.
sweet spot
Yeah.
for me was like $25, if I remember correctly.
Oh, well yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. But for last year,
At
oh
Metal
Jesus
97
Christ.
Super Chatted $10, 2
Oh my
shots.
god, no. Oh, here we go. Okay, I owe 2 shots. Oh wait, Tipster donated 20. You owe 2 for Tipster. Son of a bitch. So what? That would make it 4. Would that make it 4
I'm
then?
sorry, I didn't know you were doing shots. I had
No,
no
it's
clue.
okay. It's fine.
I
It's
just
fine. It's
randomly
okay.
showed up to the stream because it showed up in my recommended, and I was like, "Oh, it's birthday stream.
Yay!
I'll stop in and I'll drop a dono. Why not?"
You know what, British? I've been noticing that too, Tipster and British, that I have been coming up in a lot of people's different recommendeds here as of late. That's cool.
Oh, have you now?
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, YouTube did something to the algorithm recently because I'm noticing a lot of creators that I haven't seen notifications or whatever for in months. Now I'm getting notifications for them.
I know, right? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I
That's
was
interesting.
told by who was I told this by? I think I was told this by a friend of mine, who's a co-host on the Divas podcast with me, Nix. She had said that I came up on her recommended too, and I was like, "Excuse me, what? Like, what is happening?" And I heard it from other people too, and I'm like, "Oh, okay then. I'll take that and run." Okay, all right, shit. I gotta get
Hey,
okay.
YouTube, if you're listening, show me some of that algo love, please. Thank you.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we could
I'm
all do
very
with a little
lucky.
bit more love, YouTube.
For sure, for sure, for
Oh
sure.
God, a flambunctious B-day. Thank you, Seal. I appreciate it. Okay, here we go. All right.
What you sipping on tonight?
Crown Royal Blackberry.
Ooh, good choice. Good choice.
Well,
Even
I
though I don't
had
drink anymore, I will say like stuff like that, like I do miss because stuff like that's like really good. But yeah, I'll never touch liquor again.
oh
Absolutely
yeah,
not.
no, I don't blame you there one bit. But no, I had rum chata earlier. I had 2 pineapple cream rum chatas and 2 pumpkin spice rum chatas. So, and they've been spaced out enough to where I'm just like, okay, I'm good. So I haven't gotten sick or anything, thank God. So I'm okay. I'm fine. All right, first one down the hatch. Here we go. Ugh. Ugh. Ooh. I love that flavor though, but whoo, boy. Oh God. gosh.
One thing I used to do when I used to do a lot of those shot streams is I would use you know how they have the little disposable shot cups that kind of look like the red cups with the the white rim on them. You know what I'm talking about,
Oh
right?
yeah.
You see them at parties all the time,
Yeah.
where like they'll just have that red cup that's like a reusable but like disposable
Oh
cup.
yeah, the red solo
So
cups or
Right.
they
whatever.
have
Yeah.
little shot versions of that, right? So I'd get those, and like there would be moments where like a shit ton of shot donations would come in like one go. So on my desk, I have one of those like two-tier desks. The second tier is where my monitor sits. So
Yeah.
I would end up like, obviously I can't drink that many shots that fast. So I would start stacking them up where I'd have like a line of pre-done shots just ready to go. And then as I could take them, I would take them. But like, yeah, it was insane. Sometimes you'd get like an influx of like 5 shot donations in one go, and it's just like I can't take that shit that
Well,
quick.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what happened last year. I'll tell you what happened last year in a minute. Okay, here we go. Second shot, chat. Here we go.
The only time I remember seeing those cups is from the American Pie movies.
Oh. Woo.
Yeah, Kevin and Chad got it, the solo cups. Yeah.
Yeah, the solo cups. Yeah, there. Toby Keith did a whole song about them. Red solo cup. Yeah, I remember that. Silly ass song ever, but it was great. Whew. Okay. All right. There we go, chat. There's your 2. Do I owe 2 more? Because of tipster? No.
You ain't got to give me no shots.
Yeah,
I will
we'll wait.
have I will give you some grace because I know how quickly like those streams can go wrong, and I don't want to contribute
Yes.
to that.
No, I
So
get
you get a free pass with my dono.
Yeah, cool anime girls. Yeah, listen to what Tipster said.
I just
Oh,
remember
jeez.
having a lot of regret during those streams. Like I can't tell
Well,
you. The funny thing is, if I'm ever like at a party, when I was at a party drinking, or like hanging out with friends and getting a little liquored up or whatever, I never got to the point of getting sick. But my God, so many of those streams ended with me getting sick.
yeah, no. Now, last year, I will say last year, what I did was that I kind of did what you just mentioned. I did $5 shots. Oh, yeah, no, I shouldn't have done that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
that was a mistake. So when I was scheduling it for tonight, that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to try $10, see what happens. And so far, it's been okay. So
Yeah,
far, it hasn't been terrible.
for sure.
The only thing that happened earlier really was that I just got too hot, but I was fine after a few minutes. Once I put some water on me, I was fine. So
What I was gonna say is like if you aren't already, drink lots of water, because that's one thing. When I used to be a heavy drinker, a lot of people
Yep.
used to ask me, "How do you drink so much and you
Got water
never
right
get a
here.
hangover?" And it's just
Yep.
like just drink plenty of water. And they're like, there's so many friends I had that were like, they always got hangovers when they drank, even if they were just having like a few beers or whatever. And I'm just like, just drink some water.
Nope.
Have a
Yep.
little like drink of water in between drinks,
Yep.
and they were surprised to find out how well that works. It's like, yeah, that's why you get a hangover. You're getting dehydrated.
Yep. No, I got some.
Yeah.
I got some water in my Stanley right here, so I've been sipping on that
Nice,
off and on here
nice.
for the night. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. But it was funny
Drink
when I first started
responsibly.
doing it was funny when I first started doing the drinking streams again, because like I said, this was back when because if you try to do drinking streams on Twitch now, you'll get banned. But back in the early days of Twitch, you could do stuff like that and they didn't care. So in the early days of Twitch, I would do those, and I'd have like
Mm-hmm.
15, maybe 20 people watching. I'd stream for like a few hours, and in that few hours, I'd get, maybe 3 or 4 donations for a shot. And again, it
Right.
was like $5 a shot. So when I came back to doing it, my stupid ass, it never occurred to me that like, bro, you're averaging like, 800 to 1,000 viewers a stream now. You should probably raise the price so people don't go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I the first one back, I did the $5, and it was like the biggest regret of like
Yeah.
because I bought a big bottle of tequila, and I'm like, this will probably last me a few streams of this. If I do a few shot streams, because I was doing them every Friday basically. So I'll
Oh,
get through a
gotcha.
few,
Gotcha.
and I killed the
Yeah.
bottle on the first one.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, I learned my lesson with that last year. Now, no, I will admit, though, last year wasn't horrible for, like, the donations and stuff, but I did, like, afterwards, because I didn't have water on me for some silly ass reason. I did feel kind of sick, but I didn't throw up or anything. I didn't do anything like that. I just remember Mr. Huck was here with me, and I remember we ended the stream like shortly after. I think because
Jeez.
I was ready to go to bed, but thankfully nothing happened and it was fine. But I was like, okay, yeah, no, I ain't doing $5 again. Although I'm sure that it would have been fine, but I just did the 10 and so far it's been okay. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
good
That's
night, Blue
good.
Jay. Thank you. Yeah, no, I've been okay. So far everybody's been behaving. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Although
even though I did quite a few of those, I think if I remember correctly, although in fairness, all that's a blur. I think there
mm,
were 4 of those streams that I ended, and I ended up getting sick at the end. And we're talking
oh
like
god.
insane levels of sick. Like it was like exorcist style projectile vomiting.
I think I remember, I hate to admit this, but I think I remember seeing a picture that somebody had
I
posted
know
a
what you're talking
while
about.
ago of you throwing up, and it was just one small snippet of it, like a screenshot of it. And I remember seeing that because I was like, "Oh god." And I was thinking that maybe like it was some type of birthday stream or something, and I wasn't sure, or maybe it was, of course, when you were drinking more heavily. But I remember seeing that, and I was like, oh god, I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine. And I will
Interesting
admit,
thing about that. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
no, you're good, you're fine. But I will admit though that yeah, and I told it earlier that in my early 20s, late 20s, yes, did I drink to the point to where I threw up and then I felt better afterwards? Yes, absolutely. Now, no. Now I cannot do that. No. I've noticed that has changed quite a bit in my 30s, which I'm totally okay with because I don't want to go back to that kind of thing. I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say interesting thing about that like infamous like image. That was actually before I was heavily drinking. That was way
Mm.
back in the early Twitch days of doing shot streams. I wasn't even
Mm.
drunk when that happened. What happened was I took the shot back too quickly, and it kind of irritated my throat to the point where it
Oh,
made me
gotcha.
like choke on it. So I didn't even necessarily like throw up. I just kind of choked, and the shot, because I hadn't quite swallowed it yet, it just came back out of my mouth.
Mm.
It's an
Mm-hmm.
embarrassing moment, and the gif's out there. Lots of people have seen it, but
Yes.
yeah,
Sadly,
it was pretty
yes.
funny. No, I wasn't even drunk during that. It's
Mm.
crazy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, British Runner. Were you getting ready to say something? Thank you, Shadow Humor. I
Just gonna
appreciate it.
say, like, I used to go on nights out like every single weekend in my 20s, but now it's just like, it's just so fucking boring now. Just
Yeah, same.
like all I do when I go for a night out, go to a nightclub or something like that, I never dance. Just go to the beer garden or the smoking area and just drink, smoke, drink, smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah. When the last time that Mr. Huck and I had went to karaoke, because we used to go to karaoke, or back in my 20s, I used to go to karaoke like almost every single weekend because that's just what I did at the time. And I knew the people that ran karaoke. I still know them. One of them married us. And
Nice.
they yeah, one of the and they yeah, I won't say their names, but they also got married about a year or two later, and they've been married now for 11 years, almost 11 years here soon.
Nice.
Um but yeah, the man that married us married his husband about a year or two later, and they've been married for almost 11 years, yeah, give or take.
Nice.
But when we last went to karaoke, which was a couple years ago in December, we legitly were just like, we're just gonna stay out here and just drink because it was too loud for us. We couldn't do it. We were
That's funny.
literally those old people, like, this is too loud. What is going on? Turn this down. Yeah, that happened.
That's funny. That's so
but
funny.
but the people that ran karaoke, again, I won't say their names. They've known us for God knows how long, so they knew that of course we were there to support them, but they understood. They got it. I swear they wear earplugs during the whole session. I swear they do. So, hello, A Space. I know. Evil stuff. I know. All the evil stuff. I know.
Spaces here. Yeah. I watched his stream on Vincent and all that stuff.
Oh, he did a stream. Oh, okay. Back to
I watched
Vincent
it. I
for
watched a
briefly.
stream. I heard what Samuel had to say. Apparently, Vincent's been lying about Samuel and about Ace and all that stuff, which is like again something I did not know. I had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't even know he made a video on Samuel. So it's just
Did
insane to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look. I don't know. Again, like I
I
said,
just feel like
yeah.
I feel like I just don't really know Vincent as well as I thought I did. And it's just like I just feel like this has kind of impacted me to a certain degree that I'm probably not going to continue accepting friend requests from like little shitters and all that stuff.
I don't blame you.
That makes sense.
I don't blame you. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
I mean, like
Tipster
it's not
doesn't.
the
I don't
first
think
time it's
Tipster knows
happened.
who
So.
we're talking about. Tipster doesn't know who we're talking about.
Yeah, I have no
Okay.
idea who any of these people
Yeah.
are.
Well. It's probably
Probably
best,
for the
you know?
better, from the sound of it. Yeah.
Okay, British Runner, do you want to explain Vincent to him as best as you can, or do you want me to? I don't care, but it's up to you. Tipster, do you even want to know? That's a better question.
I mean, I'm here just hanging out, so whatever y'all want to talk about.
Like,
Okay, fair enough.
KHuck, why don't you give me a little preview of the soundbite we got right there?
I fucking hate you. Okay, fine. Because I'm a good sport. So, okay, Tipster, I want you to hear this, and I want we'll give you backstory here in a minute, okay? This is a sound clip that I have, and it is now a $50 donation sound, just an FYI.
You're welcome.
And you will see, shut up, and you will see why.
Okay.
What? I don't even want to know what this dude was doing while saying that. I don't want to know. It doesn't sound very wholesome.
I don't either.
You can only just imagine, can't you, KHuck?
Shut up. God damn it. I'm going to throw up. Yeah, no. Okay, British, give him backstory. Now it's your turn. Go give him backstory.
No, KHuck. I feel like you have some explaining to do. I think you were colluding with this guy.
I hate you. I hate you.
No, what I think happened. I think that he was in his stream when he had that video up, sort of thing. He was kind of reacting to his own like video that he made to kind of explain things. I guess like he saw your name in chat, and that's where you went, okay, because he was vaping at the same time. I think that's what happened.
That's still not an excuse. That's.
I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just giving you what I think is the reason.
I think that you would probably be right. I would, if I were to be logical.
I mean, apparently he had
here,
been vaping, so like.
You know, we could hear it in the background. At least I could. I know what a vape. I know, right? Unlucky. True, A Space. I agree. Yeah. So, essentially, what had happened was, Tipster, have you ever heard of Just a Robot? I think we talked about him when you were here last
Oh
time.
yeah, we've all heard about Just a Robot.
How could you not hear about Just a Robot? He's
Okay,
a fucking legend, but for all the wrong reasons.
So true. So true. Okay, so I think that we talked about him briefly when you were here last, but I don't know if we did or not. I don't really quite remember how much we did, but anyway. So this guy, Vincent Martin, who I just played the clip of, made a video defending him. Okay?
Oh boy.
About,
if anybody has learned about when not to defend someone, it's me. So that's an interesting choice of a person to defend.
W Tipster on that one. I just gotta say that. Just W Tipster on that one. But yeah, no.
I mean, it's literally to the point where I've talked to like friends privately, and I'm like, look, if you get into some shit, I'll show you some moral support behind the scenes, but don't expect me to say a motherfucking word publicly. It just
True.
ain't happening.
Yeah, no,
I'll give
I
you a
don't
little
blame you
there in
there.
DMs, but that's your problem. You can deal with that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, Seal, you're not wrong. Yeah, that's yes, we understand. But so he made a video defending Just a Robot about how the whole Cindy Bear stuff, which I'm sure that you've heard of, and all of that. Okay, he essentially ignored everything that was said about what Jar did during that time frame and only listened to what Jar had to say. Right? That was
Mhm.
it. He had a couple snippets of like a conversation that he had with Jar that he included in the video that was Jar explaining his point of view on things and Vincent going like, "Oh yeah, they totally dogpiled on you. They totally did this. They totally did that." And by they, I
He
mean
made
Beckett.
he made like a point to say that Beckett was like he was set up by Lio because Lio told him to go and talk to
Yeah.
Beckett.
Yeah. Lyle
Mm.
Convoy. I know you know who
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lyle Convoy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That happened. It's a whole thing. So
Yeah.
but like what was it, like a couple days later, something like that, after he released that video, he made a live stream response to the video because he had gotten a lot of different comments and stuff like that, rightfully so, being from me, from the Op Block Falgi to different people within the community that were, obviously giving him criticism for the said video, right? He made a live stream about the response to everything, and he had Falgi, who I've mentioned before, from the Op Block on, and they had a conversation. He basically admitted to Falgi that the women that were affected by Jar, that he pestered and quote unquote harassed, didn't say no hard enough.
What?
I'm not,
Yeah.
Tipster, I'm not making that up. I'm not. He legitly told Falgi the women who were it's a whole story about them meeting or being at VidCon. Jar went to VidCon.
Mhm.
When was this? Like 2019 British Runner? Somewhere around there?
Sorry, what?
When did the VidCon situation happen? 2019?
Oh, I don't know. I just know it
Okay.
happened.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. It was around then, but either way, Jar and these other ACC creators that he knew of were at VidCon. He may or may not have messaged them, a couple of them, to see if they could meet up. They all told him no. And he kept pestering them. He legitimately told Falgi, "I don't think those girls said no hard enough."
I mean, how much more do they have to say no if you're asking them, "Hey, let's hang out," and they say no, like how what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That don't make any sense.
That was very much a thing. Yep.
Yeah, that's really dumb. That's
Not
that's
if you're
that's
woke,
beyond
at least
dumb.
true. Yeah, kicking, different rules, true. Yeah, because apparently, and then he tried to say that one of them, Chuli, who has been making more recent videos here as of late, was being too woke or some fucking nonsense like that and use that against her. It was so dude, I can't even explain to you how dumb that video is. I can't. I legitimately
Too
can't. I don't
woke?
even think British Runner can. Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I mean, do they realize what community like Jar was a part of? There's a lot of pretty woke people in that community. So what the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. I don't know. I
Like,
don't know.
this is the thing though. Like, I always thought that Vincent was supposed to be like he tried to build himself out to be a centrist and like stuff like with like wokeness and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which other people would probably call a centrist as a fence sitter, I guess. But
Yeah.
that's
That's
how I
fair.
would view it, like middle of the road type content, right? And
Yeah.
I th- like just to see that, like how he's taking this really hard stance on like a hill that he wants to die on. I guess like it's just like that's not really the person I knew, sort of thing. Like
Right,
that's
right.
he marketed
Right.
himself as a very much of a middle of the road type guy. Look at both scenarios and all that stuff, which yeah, he just definitely didn't do his due diligence. In the call I had with him, he literally I said like, well, from what I can see, this isn't your video isn't it sort of thing, and he was like, well, that's because you haven't done the research, British. And
Oh my
I'm just like,
God.
after the stream, I'm like, so him saying that is very ironic. like, like I don't know. I know more about the jar stuff now because I've actually listened to Beckett's video, but
Hmm.
like at that point, I didn't know that much about the inner lore of Jar, other than he was part of the skeptic community back in the Gamergate stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, Tipster, it's a whole can of worms that I don't know if you want to go down to, because I'm telling you, it's a goddamn mess. It's a mess that I haven't even scratched the surface with. Let's be honest, because
Yeah,
there's just
there's so many like moving parts when it comes to like jar lore. Like
yes,
you could
yeah.
spend like a whole weekend to just trying to dig into like everything.
Well, and I didn't even
Particularly,
really. Go ahead, British Runner. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's pretty much the reason it takes me so long to make a video essay on another YouTuber. It's just that there's so many different moving parts and so many things to consider and all that stuff, just to really get down to what is the truth of this situation.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like rather
Yeah.
than just going with the popular opinion at the time,
Well,
which
and
is something I
wait,
don't really like at all.
wait. Just a robot did this, or Vincent did this?
Oh no, I just talk about what I do, sort of thing. Like
Oh,
that's the reason
gotcha.
why it
Gotcha.
takes so long to even like make a video essay on another YouTuber or a different story, is because there's just so many different variables you have to kind of consider.
Yeah.
It's
No,
always
that's
appreciated
true.
when somebody
Yeah.
goes to like that level of like research too, because like it's so
Yeah.
easy to like just go with like whatever the popular opinion is and just make an easy bag. But like it takes a whole nother level of effort to actually look into something. And with situations like that where people take the time to actually look into something, those are where you kind of get an opportunity to like revisit, like say an old drama, for example, and realize that, oh, we kind of got that one wrong. It's
Yeah.
always interesting to see when those things happen. Like one that instantly comes to mind is, I don't know if you remember the Twitch streamer Zillion OP, the guy who like many years ago supposedly like scammed his fans out of like donations or whatever, because he like at
No.
the time it was alleged that he pretended to be like disabled. And there was
Oh,
like a
oh
stream.
yes, I
Yeah, and
remember
he
that.
like
Like
left
the
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 cat.
Oh.
infamous part where he gets up from his wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah. And it was like
Oh,
it was Wavy Webster who later like revisited that situation and found out that like he didn't lie. He actually was telling the truth. It's just that he had gotten to a point in his recovery where he was able to like walk for short distances again. So he wasn't
Oh,
lying about his
wow.
disability and stuff. And Wavy Websurf was kind of able to clear that guy's name, where like for many years people thought he was some kind of like scammer or something. Like the
Wow.
biggest crime he committed in that wasn't scamming people. It was just maybe not being as transparent in terms of how far along his recovery was.
Hmm.
Which in the grand scheme of things, it's like it's not that bad. Yeah, he could have been a little bit more transparent, but like was he scamming people? No.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
I've never heard of that
But I
before.
like that.
But
It's
no.
it's one thing to watch a big video essay on like a YouTube situation or a drama or internet controversy that you personally find interesting, but it's even more interesting when somebody digs into it so deep that you're like, wait a minute, we got this wrong, and you
Hmm.
kind of like look at it with like fresh eyes.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what
Yeah.
I always appreciate about those type of videos, like being able
Yeah.
to find out what actually really happened.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's why we appreciate British, because British. I don't know if you've seen any of British Runner's videos, but he actually puts in the time and the work into research about the different subjects that he covers. The one of my favorite one, well, two of my favorite ones, I should say, that he's done is Dark Viper and Andy Pants. Those
I'll
are
have to
my
check them out because admittedly, like, no disrespect or anything, I'm not familiar with your work, so I'll have to check it out.
Oh
Then.
no, I'm only like a 25K channel. Like I'm not exactly a massive presence on this like platform, so that's fine.
Yeah, we love British Runner though. He's great. He first came. When did we first start talking? Around the Mama Mac stuff? Is that when we first started talking?
Yeah, that was when you had Magnetar on your stream.
Yes. Okay, yeah, that's when we first started talking. That's right. Yep, I remember that. Good times.
Yeah. But yeah, like
Whatever, it's
I look
awesome.
at like people who go, I look at people who go to like that level, and I always like appreciate it because like not co-posting or anything. I've pretty much gotten over everything that's happened to me at this point. Obviously,
Mm.
there's like for my situation, there's a lot of things I can kind of look at and say like, yeah, when I said this or did this, I was really dumb. But like watching some of the like speculation and like just outright like nonsense that was said about me while I was like away is just like some of that stuff is wild. Like there's like so much lore that's been built up around me that's not based in reality. Like if you want to shit on me for like the genuine things that I've said or done wrong, fair enough. But like so much of
Right.
the stuff like around it where like people kind of like relitigated like old stuff that they had previously like defended me for, or just like they'll see like a tweet that has nothing to do with anything and kind of like spin this story around it that makes it mean something it doesn't, or just all this like crazy stuff. Like
Mm.
that's where it gets a little interesting.
Like I saw
Well,
that in the in Lyric's video, like with Bo Black's like just constantly like looking at your streams and going like, "Come on, do something!" Like it
Yeah,
just it reminds me of that scene from Harry Potter where they visit the zoo and they're just like, "Come on, do something!"
yeah. That
But
that
it's
segment
crazy.
that segment in the lyrics video, I love that segment in that video, not just because it's about the way Bo Blacks was like treating me or whatever, but the most interesting tidbit about that is in regards to Bo Blacks. So many of the insults he like slung at me, whether they were valid or not, it ended up being projection on his part. Um, like the whole
mm.
this guy's going to come out as like non-binary or something. It's like, well, you ended up doing that later. Granted, I don't have a problem with that, obviously, but
Right.
like, it's interesting that he's like, you're going to come out as non-binary next. It's like, well, you did that. That's a thing that you did. And then there
Mm-hmm.
was the whole like, tipster's a chaser stuff. And I'm not necessarily saying Bo Blacks is a chaser, but Bo Blacks has definitely said some things that come off as more chasery than I've ever said.
Mm.
There's just a bunch of stuff like that where Bo Blacks he would make whole streams that were like 3 or 4 hours long off of one fucking tweet of mine. Like
Wait, what?
how
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
even
true.
joking. Like there
Like
was that whole
what?
It's true, British. It's true.
he did a series of streams on me because I retweeted a charity.
Wow.
What?
There were like
Charity?
two or three
Oh,
streams
that's
about this
right.
charity.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my god, I
And to to
totally
to
forgot about
this
that.
to this
Mm-hmm.
day, because of those streams, like some people were like, that charity sounds shady as fuck. And it's like, well, why? And when you ask them, they're like, well, their website looked kind of janky. And it's like, so because a charity's website isn't up to your standard of what a website should look like, that means the charity as a whole is shady. Like, do you realize how insane that sounds?
Yeah, I've
Like,
heard people
Mm.
make that argument before because of
Wasn't it
how
the?
something looks.
yeah.
Was it the? Oh God, remind me. What charity was that again, Tipster? I know which one you're talking about. I just can't think
It
of the
was
name of
Rainbow
it.
Passage, and the goal
That's
of
it.
Rainbow Passage is to help rehome queer people who are in dangerous or like abusive living situations.
That
Like
was
that's
it.
what they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were also
Yeah.
people saying that they were like trying to like take children from their homes and stuff like that. Meanwhile, there was like a publicly available interview where they literally say, "We don't deal with minors. We don't do any work with minors."
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had commented it was the person who runs the charity, the person who was in charge. That was another thing. There was like misinformation about some guy who's a volunteer for the charity being the guy in charge. It's like, no, he wasn't in charge, because people did find some like valid stuff to like shit on that guy for. He's running like a LGBTQ charity, and meanwhile he's on Blue Sky questioning the validity of people's like trans identity, which, if you know anything about like queer communities, that's a big no-no. You don't do that. So if you're going to be volunteering at a LGBTQ charity, you probably shouldn't be doing shit like that. So there's some valid criticism for that guy there. But my point is, he didn't run the
Mhm.
charity, and then like the claims of them like trying to take LGBTQ kids from their homes just wasn't based in reality. Because in the public interview they did with a creator known as Cirrus, they said, we don't deal with kids. We would like to help kids who are in dangerous living situations, but we can't. We don't have those
Right.
resources. And even if we did,
Right.
we would be doing it through proper channels that, public services already do anyway. Like, we would be working with CPS. If some, like,
Right.
you
Right.
know,
Right.
say like a gay kid, for example, were to reach out to them, they wouldn't try to take them in on their own. They're going to work with CPS, like, hey, we got a call that this kid's in an abusive living situation. Can you help
Yeah.
us out?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
Right.
So they would do it
Right.
through the proper channels if they could, but they don't have the resources to do it anyway, so they didn't.
That's sad, man. That really
Yeah.
is.
But yeah, all these
It.
crazy claims got made about this charity, and it's just like, and the only reason any of that happened is because I retweeted them. And Bo Blacks did like multiple streams on them as a result of me retweeting them.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That was a bit much. I won't deny that.
I mean,
but go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Lyrics' video, like, is like my favorite video at the moment, like, just because of how well it's like presented, sort of thing. Like, the
I think I
intro, for
remember
instance, where
reacting
you
to
hear
that.
him
Yeah.
screaming, you hear him screaming and like writhing around and all that stuff, and it just really sets in motion how like unhinged he's become,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
very artistically done. Right.
Yeah, as someone
Well,
who was a part of like that kind of era of like the commentary community,
oh,
the
excuse me.
Augie, Nick, Bo Blacks, myself sort of
Yeah.
era. Um, in hindsight, like, we gave Bo Blacks a pass on a lot of things that like
Mm.
anybody else wouldn't get a pass on. And I
Mm.
don't know why we did that. My only guess is, and I'm not saying this to be ableist, but like maybe because he was autistic, we figured like, oh, he just wasn't thinking straight or something. I don't know. But we gave him a pass on a lot of things that he shouldn't have got a pass on.
Mm.
I think maybe it was
That's
just
fair.
because could it be just because you guys were friends with him?
I mean, I definitely
Yeah, that
think
could be
that
it
plays a
too.
part in it. I definitely think that plays a part in it, but it seems like more than just that, because there were situations where like, maybe Augie would make a bad call and Augie would get called on it. Or maybe I would make a bad call and I would get called on it. And with Bo Blacks, it was just kind of like, well, it's Bo Blacks. So it's like
Mm.
there was a little bit
Mhm.
more than just, hey, he was our friend. It's a little more than that.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, maybe that could have um I've had something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it played a factor. I just think it wasn't the sole reason things happened that way with him. I think if we had been paying attention enough at the time, we probably would have saw a lot sooner what kind of person Bo Blacks really is. Which, credit to Tommy
Right.
C and even Keem to some level, they both saw it very early on, and we just thought they were just being
Well.
mean to Bo Blacks at the time.
Well, I
Yeah,
will say
sometimes you just
this.
don't see that stuff, though, do you?
Yeah, yeah.
Well.
You want to
Like,
Well,
see
I
it
what
mean,
it is
yeah.
blindsides you.
like,
You want to see
I
the
can't
good in
speak for
people. I get it.
everybody. Yeah, I
Right.
can't speak for everybody, but like I always like want to see the good in people. So
Yeah.
like,
Same.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's why I've always, and I've made no secret of this. Tipster, I've told you this. British, I'm sure I've told you this too. I have always had a very cordial relationship to a certain degree, even though we barely really talk for the most part, is with Bo Blacks. Bo Blacks has been very, very nice to me. Now, that's not to say that he's immune from different things that he's done with you, Tipster, or with Augie, or with Nick, or whatever. No, he's obviously deserves criticism for his actions towards that to a certain degree. Now, when people start prying into like his personal life about apparently him being homeless or whatever that came
Yeah, I
up
didn't
like a
like
couple
that.
months ago. Yeah, no, that's too much. That's too fucking much. That's crossing a line. But criticize him for his behavior and for what he has said and done. Sure, obviously he's not immune from it. But from my personal point of view, Tipster or well, Tipster, you too, you've been very nice. But Bo Blacks has been very nice to me too. So, and again, I don't know and haven't really dug into the personal side of things with that, and I don't think that I want to, because that's just not my business and not my place, and I've never been like that. So,
Mhm.
I respect him for how he has treated me. Now, for other people that he has treated, obviously that is on him, and that's something that that person, you or whoever, can confront him on. You're totally allowed to do so. I have no place in that because it's none of my business. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
of course, of
it's
course.
yeah, and I know that you or anybody else wouldn't necessarily hold that against me, and if you were, then okay, fine. But that's how I look at it. Because
Mhm.
listen, at the end of the day, all of us are content creators, and we all are just trying to make our way through this hell on earth that is the internet. And whether it's the right way or the wrong way, however you want to look at it, it depends on how you navigate yourself. Again, Bo Blacks is not immune from criticism. I've said that a million different ways and a million different times. But for me, I will always say, and have said, and I will even say that about Rich too, that when I was on Rich's stream like a while ago, he was very, very nice to me. Even though I can't stand him now, but I will still say that he was very nice to me when I was on his stream for like a good 10 minutes or however long it was at
Mhm.
the time. But again, each person is different, but I get it. I get it. Personal things can come into play for certain people, and they're allowed to feel that way. So it is what it
Yeah.
is. When it comes to friends, sometimes we hear blinders like a horsey. Really, Seal? Really?
Yeah, it's the same thing when you have like a popular YouTuber as well. The audience has blinders on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If we're
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
that with anyone right now, we're definitely seeing that with like Destiny. Like that
Oh
guy's
yeah.
Oh, God.
audience,
Yeah. Oh, my
they'll ride for
God.
him through
I
anything.
mean, I've seen that with like Dark Viper's audience, like brigading like one
I
of
have
my
too.
videos when I first made the video. Like
Hmm.
they all jumped on in, just going, "Oh, he took this out of context, or he did this, he did that." It's just like, no, none of this was taken out of context. Sure enough, in the first video, I got a few things wrong. I did clarify in my deep dive of Dark Viper's history that I got these things wrong. So it does
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
the thing that his audience just basically doesn't actually tell you is that yes, I do call myself out when I do feel like I get things wrong. It's the same thing when
Mhm.
I had made the Scarlet Reaper video. Like I felt like the way I made a video about one of the zombie YouTubers, Noah, had been not great, sort of thing. I was a bit overzealous in that video, and I made a thumbnail that kind of like put in like I had a thumbnail that basically said Noah threatened his wife with like a question mark, and I could see like criticism for that sort of thing. So I changed the thumbnail and all that stuff, and I apologize for it. So like,
Yeah. Yeah, see, I could kind of see like an audience ride or dying for someone like Dark Viper because the biggest criticism with Dark Viper is obviously his views on like copyright and fair use. That's the big thing a lot of people are like hypercritical of him for. Um, s- and it's easy like to be on our side of the internet and think that like everybody thinks that that view on copyright is bad, but realistically it's more nuanced in different communities. Like different communities feel
oh yeah,
differently about that topic. So I can understand a situation like that where they would continue to ride for him because their view on that is different than ours. When it comes to someone like Destiny, it's just like pretty much universally accepted on the internet that his current controversy, the whole, you know, alleged CP on the computer thing, that's like unacceptable on all levels. And they still ride for him. And I'm just like, I cannot comprehend that level of
I
like
had
riding for your guy.
I've seen a similar sort of thing with Andy Pants Gaming, where he made a game that basically shits all over transgender people and all that stuff and the LGBTQ. But the narrative he had in that game was like exactly what you would say in a YouTube video, which was basically like transgender people are pedophiles. So they go after like kids and all that stuff.
Mhm.
In one moment of the game, he actually has Lolly in the game. Like
God.
he actually has Lolly in the game, and the character that you play as is describing very sexual themes to do with children.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Yep.
and yet every other grifter out there just doesn't draw attention to it. They just say, oh, they're stifling creativity and all that stuff. It's like, bro, that's a bit of a fucking self-report if you're gonna like try and cover up the fact that this guy had CP in his game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Oh
that's
God.
fucking insane.
Tipster, it's the whole thing. He legitimately made a game that not only got banned off of like Steam and other. What was the other place that he got banned off of, British Runner? Do you remember?
It's every single platform, and everyone's going like, "Oh, this is this is a bad thing." Like, it's stifling creativity. It's what do you call it? Like censorship and all that
Yeah,
stuff. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Bruh. We
The only
reacted.
reason,
I reacted to. I had a. I'm sorry. I had a Q's
no,
TV
go ahead.
hood ornament on, who is a good friend of the channel. He's also part of the Outblog. I've known Q for God knows how long now. I've known him forever. I've known him for like 3-4 years now, and I had him on a couple months ago to react to. Dead Domain was reacting to Andy Pants's game.
Mhm.
Tipster, I have never been so mad in my life. It was awful. It was so bad. Not only did he like try to say that transgenders were evil and that they were this and that they were that, but he also featured his daughter.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. I don't understand why.
He featured his daughter in the game in a sexual reference. I'll just say that.
Oh, that's even worse. What the fuck?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't say that. What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, he did.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you know like a video like if there was a video I would react to where I can kind of like look into this myself? Is there a good video on this out there somewhere?
There is a
Yes,
walkthrough
I would.
on the
I would
internet.
highly suggest Dead Domain. They are a
Oh,
creator
okay.
who actually
Oh, I
played
love
the
Dead
game.
Domain. Dead Domain's great.
Well, there you go. Yes, I was hoping that you would know Dead Domain. Yeah, Dead
I
Domain
mean,
is
I'm the
one that we
trans guy.
reacted
Of
to.
course, I know Dead Domain.
Well, I didn't know.
You got to remember, I'm the chaser, so I know all the trans
Shut
people.
up.
Oh wow.
I mean,
Not
that's
helping.
the allegation. I'm obviously joking, but like, yeah.
No,
But
I know.
like, obviously, I mingle with a lot of people in the trans community.
No, we know. No, that's fine. That you're allowed. No, Tipster, you're not allowed to do any of that. No, God fucking forbid.
I mean,
No, you
people
are fine.
were like, what do you call that? Like when it was on the Upblock stream with Vincent, yeah, Beckett just couldn't believe that I actually knew Vincent.
I didn't either. I had no
Like,
clue until Fauci said something. I had no idea.
Like there is a thing going about that I'm everywhere. Like it's like a
You
kind of
are.
little meme sort of thing.
But
It's
you
just,
are though.
it's like, I'm not everywhere. Like
That's kind of me lately. I'll just like randomly cruise different like live stream chats, and I'll have some people like get super mad because I'll end up like in the chat of somebody they don't like or
I
whatever,
know,
so they
right?
get like super bent out of shape about it. It's like
So stupid.
I'm literally just like bouncing around, just like most of the time I'm just trolling chats and
I
shit.
know. Yeah, that's what I do for the most part. I just go around to like different chats and stuff. I haven't heard anybody saying that about me, but then again, I don't really care. Even if they were to, I don't care. So it is what it is. But I mean, Tipster, it's you. You've got a magnifying glass on you at all times, apparently.
yeah,
Yeah,
do you
pretty
remember
much.
the first meme that like something I said became a meme back when we first met?
Yeah, but Nicholas Diorio being
The
John
John
Wick.
Wick
Yeah.
of commentary.
Yeah, about Nicholas D'Orio being John
That's
Wick.
insane.
Yeah, yeah.
I said that. Okay, I said that like because I had I didn't think that Nick would ever see that video. I didn't think
wouldn't
anyone
either.
from commentary would ever see that video. And it's like, oh, okay, so no one's gonna see this. I'm gonna put this here.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't
then
either.
all of a sudden, I get a comment. I get linked to a
That's so
tweet.
hilarious.
It's just like, what the fuck's going on here?
Oh, that's great. Well, Nick is just figuring out who the op block is. He's just figuring out who Falky
really?
is too. Yeah, yeah. That. Apparently, he mentioned them, and I think it was during. Oh God, what was it? Nick was covering something. I can't remember what it was exactly. Maybe chat would know. But he was figuring out who the op block was, or it was asking who the op block was. But he apparently was asking who I was at one point too. That was fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I talked to him once, and it was on a Now Recording stream. It was their New Year's Eve stream that they did like a while ago. And he happened to be on there because he just called in because he knows the Now Recording Boys, of course. So he called in. I happened to call in and just wish them, Happy New Year. And he apparently said he has heard of me, but he didn't realize that I was a woman. And yeah, that was a thing. So that's my claim to fame about Nick. There you go.
That's funny. Real quick,
Yeah.
the video you were talking about by Dead Domain, is it the one titled "I played an alt-right YouTuber's deranged AI slop game"? Is that the
Yep.
one?
I would
Yep.
say so.
Okay, so all right, I'm gonna put that on my watch later. I gotta check that out.
Oh, dude, Tipster will
Then
make you so
proceed at
mad.
your own Proceed
Yeah,
at your
exactly.
own
It will
discretion.
make you so mad. You will like
is
me
the
and Q both
world's-
were dying. We legitimately were just like, what the fuck is going on? Like we crashed out so many different times
To be
during that
fair,
stream.
to be fair, the game is trash. Like it's
Oh,
absolute
100%.
trash. Like it's something
Oh,
you would play at
100%.
an old-fashioned arcade game. Like it's not something I would
Yeah.
spend money buying.
way that
from,
he-
like
Really
Yeah.
kicking. Really? You're a woman? That's exactly what Nicholas D'Orio said. You're a woman? Yes.
that just reminds me of what kids would say in Call of Duty lobbies. Oh my god, it's a girl gamer. Oh my god.
Yeah, I get that. I used to get that, not anymore. Now I just get called the old bat. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
The worst was old
Counter
Counter-Strike before CS:GO, Counter-Strike lobbies, like if you would do voice chat and like a woman joined, like the voice chat would just get like flooded with grill, 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 and it's just like shut the fuck up and try to play a game here.
I never played
Thank
Counter
you.
Strike. I was too busy knifing people in gun game. That's kind of my shtick of that whole era.
Thank you, Metal Man,
Gotcha,
for the
gotcha.
10. Thank you. The audacity of having 2 X chromosomes, right? I know, right? Okay, here we go. All right, shot time. Here we go. Whew. Pray for me, you two. Okay, here we go. Mm.
You know what the great thing
Ooh.
is about the fact that you don't have like you're not cammed up is you could totally be lying about these shots and they'd never know.
No, I ain't lying. Nope.
I don't
Ooh.
know. We're gonna have to see some proof there, KHuck.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can take a picture.
You know,
of the
I've
bottle.
got everybody in chat wondering.
Timber has just basically put that idea in your chat's minds.
What do you
now.
want me to do? Take a picture of the Crown Royal bottle?
No, you
I
have to
can do
switch
that.
cam on. You have to switch cam
I
on.
don't have a camera.
Here's the
have
tip,
one.
chat. Okay, here's the way you do it, chat. If you're cammed up, and you just want to like, do the shot stream, but you don't actually want to be drinking, get yourself an empty tequila bottle. Just fill it with water. Just fill it with water.
Oh,
Take shots of water.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. That's funny. That's funny.
That's boring.
Sir, you're not helping.
I've obviously, if you've ever watched one of my old shot streams, you know for a fact I never fucking did that shit because I would be
True.
blitzed by the end of it.
See, Tipsy,
Oh
I
my
just
God.
sent you a picture, and British Runner, I'm getting ready to send you one too.
Oh,
Hold
you can
on.
send me a picture.
Yeah, that's
Hold on.
that good right there. That's
Hold
good
on.
shit.
I'm sending the both of you a picture. Hold on. There you go. And I'll even, you know what?
Just
For
nothing
good
too
measure-
graphic, please.
Oh no, shut up. For good measure.
I should have said something like that. I should have been like, KHuck, is your husband okay with you sending me that? Are you trying to become one of the goth mommies now? No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
Oh, wow.
according to some people, I'm a secret goth mommy. I told you about that, didn't I?
Yeah, the goth
Yeah,
mommy
that's
shit's
too fucking
funny.
funny.
What
was
is
too
that?
fucking
Like,
funny.
what
So
is
the goth
Crown
mommy thing
Royal?
originates
No,
from.
no, not that, not that. I was just talking about this. This
Oh.
bottle. Like, what is it? Is it? Oh, it's whiskey. Okay, sorry, I didn't see the whiskey
Yeah.
there.
Oh yes,
It's like a flavored
yes.
whiskey. It's pretty good stuff.
I mean, the
Mhm.
only mixed drink I like is like oh, I like brandy. I'm not gonna lie, I do like brandy. Like, cause I used to have like there was a blackberry brandy I like as well. So but I mostly like mixed drinks like Jack Daniels and Coke.
Well, you can't go wrong with that.
No.
Yeah, no,
Or
that's
vodka
okay.
and
I've
Coke.
had that before.
Oh yeah. Or a
Yeah, I've had
or
I've
a
had
cocktails as well. I can go for a cocktail like a Black Russian.
Nice.
Ooh. I don't think I've ever had.
Although
a
I
Black
go
Russian. I've had
to
White
I go
Russian.
to a city and try their cocktails, and it's like you get ones that are like a slush puppy, if you guys know what that is.
Ooh. Oh, I think I do. What is this? What is it again? For those that don't know.
It is you know, a slushy, right? That's just
Yeah,
like broken up ice, and it's got like syrup and flavoring in that.
Yes, Little Huck is obsessed with them. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically it's just that. That's what slush
Okay.
puppy is.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
So
Little Huck
yeah, you
loves
get
'em.
stuff like that, like in. Like, I'm not gonna tell you where the place is, but
No, of course not. No, of course
not gonna dox myself. So
Yeah, I'm not either
Um,
because there's a gas station right down the street from our house that Lil Huck has to go to on a regular basis for said slushies. So yes. I
oh
understand.
really?
Yep.
A little gas station, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You just give me another clue.
Oh
Hmm?
Jesus! What clue did I give? I just said a gas station.
I mean, it's just down the road, KHuck. Like, you
Really?
give me another clue. Maybe I've been
I did.
listening in on
Really?
all of your conversations just for
Oh,
these
okay.
clues.
Okay. Okay.
Give him 24 hours and he'll be DMing you your exact coordinates.
Bruh. Dude, I would die if that ever happened to not just with British, but with anybody. Oh my god. I would be like,
Just
what is
straight-
happening? Oh my yeah.
Oh, yeah,
no,
we'll have a
all-
we'll have a boogie situation, won't we? I just show up to your house. You have a
oh
shotgun.
Jesus. No, please do not do that. Please do not. Oh god, that'd be awful. Oh, here we go.
Talking
Cool Anime
about,
Girls for 5.
At Cool Anime Girls,
go ahead.
super chatted $5.
Hold on, give me one
Unless
second.
you want to end up in the dryer and freezer like Mr. Huck, you don't want to be with Cuck. Disappointed face emoji. Rip Mr. Huck who is sleeping in the freezer at 7.
Thank you, Cool Anime Girls, for the 5. Oh yeah, you two don't know this story, do you? About the dryer
I
and
don't think
freezer.
so.
I'm not even looking at the chat, to be honest with you.
Okay. So there is a running gag now that I stuck Mr. Huck in the dryer.
Oh God.
Because Mr. Huck is an asshole, and he said in chat one night, this was like a week ago now, that I apparently stuck him in the dryer and that he was trapped and he couldn't get out. So of course
Oh my
chat
God.
ran with it, and so now he is stuck in the dryer forevermore. And then what was it? Was it during the Zeldacast? Yeah, during the Zeldacast, like last night, he was messing around with the freezer. And he was like, there's a refrigerator that's on the other side of the wall here, and he was messing with the freezer. So now chat thinks that I stuck him in the goddamn freezer because I was asking him, why are you messing with the freezer?
That's funny.
So now he's been in both the dryer, the freezer. But there
That's
is art
hilarious.
that I have. There's goal art that I have being worked on right now where he's in a dryer. Just saying. And it's gonna be really funny. I can't wait. Ivy, I swear to God. You gotta pay $50 for that, Ivy. $50. Let's go.
What? So both of you, like, I was just wondering, how, not how, which era of YouTube do you miss the most, and like, which one would you go back to?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Hmm.
Tipster.
Yeah,
I'll
you
let
tell me
answer
yours, I'll
first.
tell you mine. That's the type of deal we got here.
Tipster, I'll let you answer
Uh,
first. I'll let you
I
answer that one first.
I really miss the really early days of YouTube. So between like 2005 and I'd say about 2009, a lot of the most popular content on YouTube at the time was the kind of content that got me into doing YouTube in the first place, which was retro gaming content. You see a lot of people who were doing reviews of like retro games similar to like the Angry Video Game Nerd or like people like that. And so I used to love that era of YouTube because I was really, really into retro gaming at the time, and there was tons of content to consume in that genre at that time. So I really, really miss that era of YouTube.
Fair.
But you,
Fair.
KHuck.
Oh, let's see here. You know what I miss? Now, I will say, I've said this before, for those that know, I've talked about this a number of different times. When I first came into the online community was in 2020, I want to say. It was around that time frame. And it was, believe it or not, one of the, I've told him this though too, to his face. One of the people that I first got introduced to during that time frame was, of course, Tipster. So, but I would say,
A little bit more lore for my complete history video.
well, that's why I got called a secret goth mommy, because I said that Tipster was one of the first streamers that I saw.
You see, this
That
call is
makes
just
sense now.
Yeah.
this call is all just a little bit of insight into my next video, you know.
You make a video on me, I'm reacting to it within the fucking hour it drops. Let's fucking go. Let's
see,
See,
go.
all I
You're not
gather
gonna
from
do
that
it.
is she was a closet tipster simp. That's what I'm getting from that.
Well, I mean, I'm just
So
saying.
Kayak, you're not gonna do what Westside Tyler did, right? You're not gonna try to copyright the video down, are you?
No, God, no. I'm telling you, I will be reacting to it within the hour of it dropping. I'm just saying. I don't care if I'm in the middle of my work. I'm kidding. No, I would literally react to it within like the next day or two or something, because I would allow you watch time, of course. But for me personally, I would say, I don't know. Because I kind of want to go back, and Tipster knows who I'm talking about with this. Kind of the Dead on Dave days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
was streaming like almost every other day and talking about random stuff. I would say that, because that time was fun. And me getting to know like different people within the community, like Bo Blacks and Willie Mack and Dave and Peepaw and all of them. That's when I first got really introduced to them, and Xylee, and Kristen Ark and all of that. I would say if I could go back to that, I think that would be interesting. But I don't know if I want to, though. I don't know, because I've thought about like having retrospectives on like different dramas and stuff that I was around for and giving my input on it, but I don't know. I haven't really done it yet.
So I think I was already gone by the time the Dave fallout happened. So I have like no clue what happened there. Like what happened with Dave? Why did he stop doing his show regularly?
Well, a lot of different things happened. From what I remember, uh one of the reasons why was because of his now, I think, fiance, Blossom. Blossom was a factor in there, I believe, and there was just some other things that came into play too with his IRL, like his pawn shop and stuff. Like he got busy with all of that, to be fair. But the big thing that happened, at least from what I remember, was Blossom did a stream with him, with Dave, and with Peepaw and Xylee, and they were talking about a story with, oh god, what is his name? He's a T channel person. I can't remember his name right now. Kangalove would probably know. And it was a discrepancy as to what exactly happened, and Blossom called Xylee a racist and said that the people that she associates with are racist. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
I vaguely remember this now. I think this was
Yeah.
right before I left, because I do remember the Xylee stuff.
No, it wasn't
Oh,
Van
okay.
Luke. It wasn't Van Luke. That was before that. That was before that.
That's a
Kangalove.
name
That
I
was
haven't
before
heard in
that.
forever. Holy shit.
I know, right? Same. No, that was before Van Luke. And then a couple months later, if I were, maybe not even a couple months, it was a little while later, I would say, that the situation came up with Van Luke, that I guess when the Tea Party group chat got leaked, there was some conversation that apparently Xylee had about Van Luke with Keemstar, because I guess Van Luke was wanting to have Keemstar on her birthday stream, and Xylee apparently told her not to go on because at that point Van Luke had talked to Salvo. And because of the situation that was going on with Salvo, which you were there for, tipster, when all of that happened, Xylee has even admitted herself that she was a bit petty and she shouldn't have done it and all of that. She's admitted her fault in that. And when all of that came up, Van Luke and her went at odds and blew up, and yeah. So, that was a thing. But that didn't involve Dave, but Dave has just been, to be fair to him, Dave has been busy with with IRL stuff with like his pawn shop and stuff, so I can't necessarily blame him for that. But I would say, if I were to take a guess, the start of that happening with Blossom and then Peepaw leaving soon after, that's when it all went downhill. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Dave was like a really funny guy, and I always like watching his streams.
I know, I do too. I watch him back every so often just to reminisce on that time frame, because how I first got introduced to him was because of Peepaw when he was his producer. That's how I first got introduced to him, was during that time frame. So if I were to go back in time and go through that, I would say that time frame. But and Matt Pitt being drawn as a unicorn with the penis horn on his head, I would go back to that in a heartbeat.
God. You briefly mentioned the Tea Party group chat leaks. I don't know if you remember, around that time there was this like screenshot of a Discord server that was like circulating around, where everybody said that it was like a doxing server that like supposedly me and Keffels ran. Do you remember this going around?
Wait, say that again?
So around the time of the Tea Party group chat leaks, there was someone who had leaked a Discord server that me and Keffels had together. And somebody like leaked that, and there were claims going around that me and Keffels were running a doxing server. Do you remember this?
No.
Okay, I could send you one of the tweets just to kind of like fill you in. But like at the time this was going around, because this had leaked, someone that I like was a trusted friend of mine at the time had leaked this out of context, and I don't know if they gave them the idea that this was like a doxing server, or if that's just like some like speculation that people came off of from the screenshot. But I don't know why it just reminded me of this when you brought up the Tea Party group chat leak.
Oh yes,
this
I
server,
remember this. I remember
yeah, this
this
server. It was so frustrating at the time, people saying this was a doxing server, because it was like not that at all. This server was like a research server for potential video topics. That was like the purpose of this. And like all
Now
those
I
like
remember
commentary channels right there, those are like research, because I was considering doing a video at the time on the group chat leaks. So like I had like a general channel that was just all the leaks, and then I had individual channels for people who were in the chat, for like individual topics related to them, with the exception of the flamenco one. The flamenco one was just flamenco being flamenco.
Yeah.
But I always
Fair
laughed when
enough.
people would like point that out and say that it was a doxing server, because it's like you could take 2 seconds to look at that screenshot and be like, okay, if this is a doxing server, what incentives does Keffels and Tipster have to dox the completionist?
Yeah, British Runner, this is it. I
Right?
remember this. Yeah,
Mm.
I remember this.
But like, yeah, what
I
incentive would me and Keffels have to like dox the completionist?
yeah, this is
Um,
it.
yeah, so it was a research server. I had considered making a video on the Tea Party leaks, and then I just never did. The only thing I covered in there that you can see, this is a screenshot, is the completionist story. This was when they were accused of, scamming with the charity stuff. So that's the only thing I covered that was like actually in that server. Funny thing is, this server got pretty much abandoned. Like when this screenshot was taken, that server was abandoned and not used for like ages.
Wow.
But people just kind of like ran with
Yeah.
this as like, this is a doxing server, and it's like, no, it wasn't. It was just research for
Well,
potential
I
videos.
I remember seeing this. I think obviously this is from Xylee. I do remember seeing this. This is from May of 2024. But I didn't really understand the context behind it, I think, at the time, because I just remember seeing it, and this was her just saying the Discord leaks are going to happen. And I really didn't quite understand what the screenshot was supposed to mean, but I just
Yeah.
kind of, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, a lot
I
of
kinda
people,
just let
claimed it
slide.
was a lot of people claimed it was a doxing server, and it's like, no, it wasn't a doxing server. It was literally just like research for videos. At that time, I was still very much in drama with the commentary community, obviously. And so when the Tea Party leaks happened, I thought they were hilarious, and so I wanted to do a video pointing out some of the funnier bits in there. And then I just decided not to, because I was like, that's just gonna bring more heat on me at a time when I'm just trying to avoid any heat. So why the fuck would I do that? That's kind of dumb. So I just ended up not doing anything with it. But yeah, that after I covered the completionist story, that server got abandoned. Like Keffels had plans to do some video essays, and at one point she had like some channels in there for research she was doing for videos, and she ended up like, if I remember correctly, she deleted her channels just because she opted not to do the video she was researching. And so I was for a while the only one using the server to collect info for research on videos. And eventually, like, other than the completion story, I decided not to cover those. And that server just kind of sat there like abandoned on our server list. We never really used it for anything.
Wow.
But yeah, this notion that it was like a doxing server, it was just like, that's not even close
Well,
to what it was.
did that get started because Keffels was in there and because it was it her server technically, or whose server was it?
We were all admins in there. Basically, anybody who had that top role, like you can see, I have the top role. We were all admins in there, so it's kind of like a shared thing where we would just like help each other research topics that we plan to do videos on.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. That just randomly reminded me of that when you brought up the Tea Party
Wow.
group chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
there was so much that came out with that Tea Party group chat. Oh my god! Like
Yeah, it
again.
was really funny. There was some stuff that in the moment it was like really funny, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You said,
go ahead, British.
I was just gonna say when you said Tea Party group chat, my mind immediately went to the Tea Channel drama.
That's why it was
Oh,
named that. Because
fair.
originally the
Yeah.
reason why because I was in that chat when it got started, and the reason that chat got started is because there were several creators in the commentary community who were working on T channel related videos. So we started the chat so we can kind of like share information with each other of like the same thing we were doing with this like server, right? Where we were like, hey, I found this about this T creator. If anybody wants to do a video, you guys can use this. It was this sort of like collaborative effort of sharing information with each other for videos.
I guess it's just researching, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was this, like I said, it was the same thing as this, but in this case, it was a server, and in that case, it was like a Twitter group chat. Yeah.
I mean, like from this, like the initial allegation was like, what, you were doxing people or what? That was the initial.
Yeah, there were people who
allegation?
claimed that me and Keffels were like doxing people in this server.
Yeah,
and it's
so
like, no, it's not.
So yeah, the thing I would
what
just
it's
basically
for.
ask is from this one screenshot is like, where is the docs?
Yeah. I mean, the thing
Yeah.
that I kind of the thing that I always pointed to when people ask me about it is what incentive, as I've mentioned before, what incentive would I have to dox the completionist? And then a lot of people, when they see that, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's kind of true, right?" So they just kind of let it go after that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I remember this being like, or that being like, again, I could be misremembering, or again, like I said, not paying attention. I remember that being a thing for a little bit when that was tweeted out about. But again, I think that that was also during the time frame that you and Xylee were still at odds. And I think that
Mhm.
she was still kind of hurt about what had happened between the both of you, to be fair. I think that that's when was that before or after you had talked to Aiko? Was that after?
this would have been after. This would have been after
Yeah.
because I
Okay, that's
talked to
what I was thinking.
Aiko. I talked to Aiko over the Boblax thing when everybody
Yes.
thought I had backstabbed Boblax, which is
Yes.
funny. Like, I think if you look at that, because a lot of people shit on me for that Aiko convo. I think in hindsight, knowing what everybody knows now, I think that that Aiko conversation makes a lot more sense now. Why I kind
Mm.
of behaved the way I did during that conversation.
Well, I also
Always
think
made
though
sense in
too.
hindsight.
Yeah, because it's just
Yeah.
really frustrating
Yeah.
being like treated like I somehow backstabbed Boblax at the time. Like I was genuinely fucking annoyed, and like halfway through that conversation, between the fact that Aiko and I want to preface this by saying I have no problem with Aiko. Me and Aiko are on good
Yeah.
terms. But like
Mm.
at the time, like Aiko had promised me, I'm not gonna have anybody call in or try to bombard you or anything. I'm just gonna, it's just you and me one on one. And that
Yeah.
obviously didn't happen. People were allowed into the call. And then the other thing was it's just I'm being grilled on something that I know in my mind didn't happen, backstabbing
Mhm.
Roblox. So
Mhm.
like halfway through that conversation, I just checked out. And that's when you get the repeated, we'll just agree to disagree on this because I'm like, this conversation is going in
Yeah.
circles. I'm not getting anywhere with this. So like I'm
Mhm.
checked out at that point. So a lot of people
Yeah.
kind of like shit on me for that in the moment. But I think now that people see the truth that, oh, I wasn't the one that did the backstabbing, it was actually Boblax. I think a lot of
Mhm.
people can look at that conversation in hindsight and be like, okay, I can kind of
Well,
understand why Tipster behaved the way he did.
to be honest with you though too, and maybe this is just from my point of view, I don't know. Um I think what at least from, again, this could just be from my point of view at the time. I think what some people were also upset with you as well was what had happened between you and Xylee. Because obviously you and Xylee were very close, and then, all of the stuff came out about what had happened between the both of you and this, that, and the third. It's for
See,
me
I
personally.
don't know what was said about me and Xylee because me and Xylee, I did have a falling out with Xylee before Boblax, but
Yes.
um, I don't know
Yes.
what was said about it because at that point I was mostly checked out from like the commentary
Oh
community.
gosh.
So I have no idea what she claimed
You know what I
happened
think it was,
about our falling
Tipster?
out.
If I remember correctly, I think that it was when you and Keffels when Keffels put out that video about when
Mhm.
she denounced you. Do you remember this?
I do remember. Yeah, I
Yes.
know personally the reason that Xylee's told me directly. I just don't know
Mhm.
what she told everybody else. That's what I'm
I
getting
think
at.
that's what I remember is when
Okay, so
that
then she
video,
basically
yeah, when that
yeah,
video got
because
released. Yeah.
her claim at the time, we had a private conversation about it. And to be clear, like, there's no bad blood between me and Xylee right
No,
now.
no, no,
So
I
this
know.
isn't me
Yeah.
like trying to relitigate anything or cause drama. It's just,
No.
the topic came up, so I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
Xylee had come to me when that happened, and her claim was that the stuff that Keffels mentioned in that video, uh, that her and I had had conversations about similar things the day before,
Yes.
and she felt
Yes.
like I had like gone to Keffels and said, "Hey, this is what Xylee said, so we should use this in
Yes.
this little like meme or whatever." That's not
Yep.
true. That's not what happened. The
Mhm.
reality is that what Xylee told me in that private conversation everybody was saying at the time, the whole like she's gonna betray him one day, she's gonna backstab him, she's gonna
Mhm.
throw him under the bus, like all these things that literally everybody was saying publicly. Xylee had shared with me privately that day. So it wasn't like
Mhm.
this, like Xylee was the only one to ever say that, and I ran to Keffels and said, "This is what Xylee thinks, so like use this," and like there
Mhm.
was no like planning like that at all. Like we had like initially thought, hey, it would be really funny to like do this because everybody thinks that, you know, it was actually Keffel's idea initially. She's like, everybody thinks I'm gonna betray you, so we should do this like meme where we like pretend like I
Yeah.
betrayed you, and
Yeah.
then we can react to all the reactions. Like if there's any funny reactions, we can react to them and it would make for like a funny collab. I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
that sounds pretty funny at the time.
Mhm.
So there was no planning like, oh, this is the script you're gonna use, or this is what we're gonna say, or anything like that. It was literally like Keppel just DM'd me one day, and I was like, this is what I recorded today for the thing. Um, should we do it today? And she showed me the video, and I was like, oh, that's really funny. Yeah, sure, we can do it today. That's fine.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it was no like running a script by me or me making suggestions of what she should say or anything like that. It was just, hey, I recorded this video today. Is today the day that we do the thing? And it's like, yeah, sure.
Gotcha.
And that was it.
Gotcha.
So there
Gotcha.
was
Gotcha.
no me saying this is what they think. This is what we
Well,
were publicly seeing what everybody was saying at the time. There was no need to
well,
like be like sneaky like that.
well. Let me ask you this: in retrospective, and maybe not, maybe that doesn't come into play here, but do you see why people would think that way though? When all of that happened, though,
No,
when
because it was like a very
really? Oh,
public
okay.
conversation that everybody said. Like everybody was saying she was going to betray me. Everybody was saying she was going to backstab me, that she was going to turn on me and throw me under the bus. These were very public comments that everyone was making. So at the
Hmm.
time when I saw Xylie's reaction and I tried to explain it to her, Xylie, you weren't the only one that said that. Everybody said that. We didn't have to
Hmm.
like plot based on a private conversation you and I had because these were very public comments that everybody was making at the time. So no,
Gotcha.
to this day I still don't understand how the conclusion was that I was plotting with her based on private conversations. That makes zero
I
sense to me
gotcha.
even to this day.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's fair. Well, and also, and to be fair to you, to the both of you too, the both of you are fine. Xylee has even said publicly that the both of you are okay. That it's been water under the bridge. Obviously, she's deep in the low cow mines, so I don't even see her reacting to this. Or maybe she will later. I
I'll
don't
say
know.
this. I'll say this. The first, and maybe this means something, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe um basically the first private conversation we had with each other because someone had reached out to me to relay a message from her to me about, I forget what I said, but there was something she basically wanted to give me like a tipster W on. And
Hmm.
like it was one of those things where I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the exact phrasing, but it was
Was it
something
the
along the
convo
lines
you
of
had with
despite,
Tommy?
huh?
Was it the convers? I'm sorry. Was it the
I
conversation
have
that you
I have
had with
no
Tommy?
idea. Like I'd have to go back and look at the DMs. But
Okay, fair.
someone had reached out to me and said Xylee just wanted to say this, and it was like a screenshot of a message. Despite our own like personal issues, that was a tipster W or something like that, right?
Hmm.
And I responded with you can screenshot this and you can send this to her. Um, for the record, I have never had any personal issues with you. And I think you know too that the reason you got upset with me was bullshit.
Mm.
Um,
Hmm.
that was my response. And maybe this means something, maybe it doesn't, but she didn't deny it.
Mm.
When she
Mm.
responded, she didn't deny it.
Mm.
Like maybe
That's
I'm not
fair.
saying that she was, to be clear, I'm not saying she was being malicious. I don't think she was being
Right.
malicious.
No, I don't
I
think
think
that
in
she
her
was
heart of
either.
hearts in that moment, I think in her heart of hearts, she believed what she said in that
Yes.
moment.
Yeah,
But I
no, I
think in
agree.
hindsight, she can kind of look at the situation and say, yeah, me thinking it was like a personal attack, maybe. I was wrong. And
Right.
like I said,
Yeah,
maybe it
and
means nothing at all,
yeah,
but
maybe
that's
not.
kind of like
Yeah.
my thought on it.
No, and I agree with that. That in retrospect, you learn a lot of different things in retrospect. It just depends on what
Mhm.
it's about. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
at the time
But
tensions were heated.
yeah,
Everybody was slinging insults at everyone and stuff like that. It got
right.
really hot.
Well,
So I can
and I even
understand like
told you
people looking
this.
at situations and like with hindsight saying, maybe it shouldn't have happened that way. Like I'll give you a
Right.
perfect example. Um, when I left the commentary community, there were people in the community that I had genuine grievances with. I never talked about it publicly, and even to this day, some of those things I haven't talked about publicly because I'm just not interested in fighting anymore. There's no point in
Right.
revisiting it and relitigating it. I just let it
Right.
go.
Yeah.
But there were people at the time that I did have genuine grievances with. Um, when it comes to Nick, though, Nick
Mm-hmm.
unfairly caught strays from me that he didn't deserve. Because while Nick and I would have disagreements back in the day, he was always fair. He would like we would have a private conversation. He'd say, "I disagree with you on this, but it's whatever. It's no big deal." You know, he could at
Mhm.
least and sometimes see my perspective on things while at the same time disagreeing with it. So he was always fair to me, but he got unfair strays directed at him because I was frustrated with other people in the space. And so one of the things I did when I wouldn't go as far as to say I came back, but when I started interacting with people in this space again, one of the
Yeah.
things I did early on was apologize to Nick. It's like, look, there were people in this community I was genuinely upset with, and to this day still think I was valid in being upset, but
Mhm.
that doesn't mean you should have caught strays like that. That was unfair to you, and I'm sorry. So
That's
that's an
fair.
example of one of those things where in hindsight I could look at it and say, like, yeah, that wasn't cool. I fucked up on that part. You know?
Well,